man, Drake. Hey, we all we got, baby. All we need. That's all we got right here, all right? You're going to get everything out of me. I tell you every time. Get all of it from me, all right? Give me everything you got and let's see what happens. 3 on 3, 1, 2, 3, play.
It'll be first down and 10. How about Derek Carr and the Raiders pushing it right at the Chiefs right now? Jackpot, baby. Touchdown, Vegas. National Football League play is underway from Las Vegas. First touchdown in Las Vegas.
Win, no matter what, win.
First down.
Win.
Here comes Higgins behind him. Open block 20, 25. First down and more. Out to the 31. Great run. That was by Jacobs on first down. This to put it away. Here comes your 55-yarder. Yeah, baby. Vegas is going to win. It's the first game in Allegiant Stadium. Nice run after the catch by number 30. On first down, it's Booker. His first carry of the day. Down the sideline and in. Touchdown Raiders. They have changed things up with that defensive front. Works on play action. Feels the pressure coming. Louisiana goes down. Second sack. This one from Max Broadside. His team leading fifth.
And Ridley's got the first down footing inside the 45, fighting Lions all the way down to the 42-yard line.
That sucked. I did all of that, and my mic was muted.
That's what I was trying to tell you. I can't hear you.
I gave all of that out there, so I got to remember that my mic was muted. So after all of that, trust me, you didn't miss a lot. I wanted to say that this is our firing a broadside, a regular, normal Tuesday broadcast that we're going to have here on the Captain Jack Show. And I wanted to say I give thanks, first of all, that we're coming off of the Thanksgiving holiday, and hopefully we're all in good health and rapport there. And I also give thanks for two things. I give thanks that I was not witnessing the debacle that we just had in Atlanta, but we'll get that back to that a little bit later. It was unfortunate because I planned on being there, but unfortunately, and for those that didn't know, again, I couldn't go there because of work-related things. But I kind of give thanks that I wasn't there. But the biggest thanks that I want to give tonight is to be joined by a wonderful lady who I adore and love, and I've known her for about 15 or 16 years. I think I met her when she was about 21, so I'm sure that I'm sure that she's pushing 40 now, so I must have met her when she was 21. So that makes her about 36, 37 now. So again, my thanks for being with the one and only Blitz Chick. Blitz, I want to say thank you to you and let you have the floor to let everybody figure out. If you don't know Blitz Chick, first off, you're going to be Grace because she's wonderful. And I want to give her the floor to let her introduce herself to you and to Raider Nation for sure.
Well, first of all, thank you for all the kind words. I'm just a chick who loves her Raiders. That's all I am. Just a chick who loves her Raiders. But I've been loving my Raiders since I was 5, which puts me back into the 1967 season. So I really didn't get much time to see the great Art Powell play, but I did fall in love with the one and only Mad Bomber, Darryl LaMonica. So I went from asking my dad questions about football to him asking me questions about football before he passed. So she kind of went on the other foot. Been a Raiders fan since I was 5, like I said, 67. So I'm 58. I have no problems admitting my age. Let's see. I'm what they call a 95er. Had the season tickets since they came back in 1995. Starting around 96 or 97, I started blogging on the Morning Side and what it morphed to, which was, I think, RaidersFans.com or something like that. And I was blogging there for years and years. Actually had a media credential for quite a few years. Lucky enough to be down on the field pregame, up in the box post-game, coaches' pressers, going into the locker room. I think I'm the only person who's ever been hugged by Zach Crockett. That's an official member of the media. I got a hug from Zach Crockett while he was wearing nothing but his boxers in the locker room.
Nice.
And I'll tell you, man, Zach Crockett is one of the sweetest men you ever could hope to meet. And from there, ended up with a photography credential from 2012 to 2018. I took off the 2019 season so I could actually enjoy my season ticket seats, which I've had since 95. So I've done a lot. I've been blessed with a lot. There's a picture on the back wall here. Let's see. Let me see if I can see it. Do you see me and Gruden in there?
Not yet. Keep scrolling.
There we go.
There you go.
There we go.
Stop there. Stop there.
So there's a picture of Coach Gruden and I. That was back from Gruden Point 1. I actually interviewed John Gruden for one of the other things I was able to do, which was Raider Fan Magazine TV. I had my own segment in the room with Blitz, and it was a lot of fun because I got to interview a lot of fun people, including Coach Gruden. Oh, there we go. I got it.
Yeah, you're on point, literally on point.
So I've been truly blessed in what I've been able to do. I've met people. I'm really blessed to consider a couple of former players my friends. Orrin O'Neal didn't get to play as long as he should have been because of a severe injury. I know this is a controversial one, but I just love my Marquette King. He's my baby. Anybody messes with him, they got to come through me. Unofficial president of his unofficial fan club. Yeah. So that's really about me. There's not much to me.
No, it isn't, because one thing you didn't say, and apologies, my eyes have been bothering me again, and I did do the drops, folks, so it's not like I didn't do some preventive medicine, but apparently it didn't work as well. I want people to know because I know the story. And one of the people that was on here, it was Gene Washington, and he said, BLITZCHICK. Now that's a cool name. And I know the story behind that, but I want you to tell everybody the story of how you got the moniker of BLITZCHICK.
Okay. All right. In the stands, in my season tickets, this is before I got any credentials. I'm sitting in my seats. I think it's a preseason game, Raiders versus the Lambs, when they were still in LA. And, well, the first time. And so I've got a couple of guys behind me. Brian, one of my dear, dear friends, who I'm still in touch with, and I'm very blessed for that, was one of them. And these are big biker guys. And so I'm sitting there and I'm watching this game. So Tony Banks was the quarterback for the Rams. That shows you how long ago this was. So I'm sitting there every time we're on defense, I'm yelling, blitz, 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 because of course Tony Banks had happy feet. You start pressuring, he runs, throws an interception, throws it away. It's not going to be a completion because he wasn't that great of a quarterback. No offense. Sure, he's a sweetheart. So we're sitting there and we're on offense. So the shift. Linebacker drops to the safety position, strong safety position. Strong safety shifts over to the cornerback position. Cornerback moved up to the linebacker position. So I start yelling, watch out for the blitz. Well, Brian and his buddy did not hear me say watch out for. They're just listening to me saying blitz. They pat me on my shoulder oh so kindly. No, honey. We're on offense. We're not blitzing. I explained the shift to them really quick. Explain the fact that they're going to be blitzing the cornerback from the linebacker position. And as I'm finishing up, sure enough, play goes off. That's exactly what happens. And they just started calling me the crazy blitz chick. So I just kind of dropped the crazy and kept the blitz chick, although the crazy is still really applicable.
No, the only portion that's crazy is you're crazy for your team, and I hopefully everybody can hear it now. I have to take my headphones off because in order for them to hear you, I would be hearing everything, and I have it on not on max because I don't want to blow people's hearing out. So hopefully everybody can hear BLITZCHICK. So apologies if you didn't get a chance to. So let's go all the way back. No, I'm sorry. But you got the story of how you got the moniker BLITZCHICK. And again, I will say that that I've known Blitz for a while. We were involved with Fans in Black, one of the better websites of yore. And when I got a chance to go out for Raider Mecca, which was one of the best things that we got out of that site, that the very first time that I met Blitz personally. Because we've been corresponding and, we had never met each other personally. And there is this really awesome lady that says, and I was, at the time I was Big Raider J. This was before my Captain Jack days. Comes up to me and just throws and gives me the biggest hug that I've had in quite a while. And I tell you, it was just the warm. And that's why I love this lady, is because not only is she just warm and knowledgeable, she just loves everybody and everything that is associated with the Raiders. And again, I mean that truly, that when I say that Blitz is a historian, and I say this for two gals I can say this about. BLITZCHICK and Angria Trask, who does the Ladies of Darkness podcast. These ladies have probably forgotten more stuff on accident than most people know on purpose about the Raiders. So they did have the knowledge, they've forgotten it, but the stuff that they've forgotten is still more than what y'all know on purpose. And that's what I can say about BLITZCHICK and Angria Trask. And that's why I will do anything with any of those two ladies at any time. and I agree. And trust me, if I get a chance to do podcasts or anything with them, I will. One other thing I will say is, while Blitz was writing for her site, I was writing on another site, and I told her that I would not read her stuff because a lot of the things that we both wrote were so similar because we caught a lot of the same nuances of the game. And it was the fact that she would see something and say something, and I would see something and say something. And I told her, I said, hey, I swear I didn't read your stuff. It's because we thought alike. So it's definitely kindred spirits there. So again, I love Blitz, and again, I'll do anything with her at a moment. So that's why I asked her for the special people that I wanted to have to share a broadside with, that I wanted to make sure that she was here for that. And I also asked her to be on this week because there was some things that I know that one of her trivia questions that she would, and I'm not gonna give it away, but one of the trivia questions that she would have at Mecca was about a particular game, and I know that was deep in her heart. So that's why I said, hey, if anybody's going to come on for the Jets preview, it's going to be Blitz. So I have to say that as well. And I'm not giving things away because both Blitz and I are going to go over some wonderful historical stuff about the Jets, but that's afterwards. But while I got you here, and you alluded to it before when you had your press passes, and that's what I remember seeing you in 2018, taking pictures, and I was wondering why I never saw you in 2019. Well, you answered my question, was because you were there watching the games your last year in Oakland, and that's like, that makes sense now. But I want to hear from you as a longtime fan and a longtime fan of the Oakland Raiders about the last year in Oakland, how you felt about that, and obviously and you will say positive things because you're still a Raiders fan and always will be a Raiders fan. But the thoughts of the last year in Oakland and the thoughts of what you see out the first year in Vegas.
Mixed feelings about 2019. We could have done so much better than we did. The one thing about Coach Gruden that bothers me, one of the things, not the one thing, sorry, too many.
One of the things,
I reference it as, I call it basically the prevent offense. He had it in what I call Gruden 1.0, and he has it now still. We have a lead, no matter how small the lead is, you're going to see more true West Coast offense, dunk and dink, passes behind the line, just beyond the line of scrimmage, runs up the middle, nothing fancy, no reverses, no jet sweeps, nothing like that, because he plays conservative. And it's a conservative offense, and it's to control the ball, but unfortunately, it doesn't give us the first downs. So we give the ball back to the opposing team, and we end up losing. That happens. It's basically a modus operandi for him, and it's been there forever in his coaching career. We've seen it a little bit this year, but we've also seen, and one of the other things is he's not really good at halftime adjustments. He's got his first 15, 20 plays scripted. He won't deviate from the script. And it's difficult to watch when I'm sitting there going, okay, this is this, this is this, this is this, this is this, and I'm calling the plays before they happen. I'm somebody who's not supposed to know football. I'm a fan. When I'm calling 75% of the plays, 80% of the plays accurately, that means we're predictable. Even at the end of last season, Lincoln Kennedy said the Raiders' offense was too predictable. We've varied from that. We've gotten away from that this year. Now, I'm going to allow that part of it was because of personnel last year. We're not using Ruggs enough this year. We're not using Edwards enough. We're relying too heavily on Waller. We got to get Foster, Moreau, and Carrier back involved, because when they see Waller lined up, they know where the ball's going. Probably 70% of the time. And the last thing I'm going to mention about him, about this, is Gruden has his favorites. And unfortunately, that hurts our gameplay. I'm just going to mention one thing really fast here about one of our games from version 1.0 Gruden that'll give you an idea. There was one really important game we had where one player got 40% of the offensive snaps. One player, one running back. We had 3 running backs, 2 fullbacks, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, and a quarterback that could run, and 40% of the offensive snaps went to one player. He goes in streaks. You see it right now where he'll go Jacobs, 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 and then we'll play Booker. Love Booker, by the way. Jacobs, 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 Booker. It's like every 4th or 5th series, it's Booker. That's got to vary. That's predictable. And that's what I'm going to brings me up to one thing we're doing right now that we're missing. We are missing our Rocket Rich, man. We need our Rocket Rich. Jalen Richard is definitely being missed on offense, and if anybody can't see it, they've got to screw loose someplace. So we should be better than we are this year. I think all the games we've lost so far, save one, and that was the Chiefs game because that was a busted play in Las Vegas. All the other games we've lost have been plain out coached. Nothing more, nothing less. And that's on Gruden.
Yeah, well, actually, out-coached and outplayed last week. So that was last week was the aberration, the fact that that was a game that, these are the ones where you have to, just throw it out. But again, we'll get to that in a little bit later. But again, I agree that there are the being able to call a running play or a dive or a fake or throw to the halfback out of the, in the flats. If we can see it and we are neophytes, we're not neophytes, but if we're neophytes in the true realm of being a professional, okay, if we can see it, something else has to, somebody else needs to be able to see that. And that's why when I even call my games on the app on Apple, and I'm thinking, I'm like, I'm actually going to start calling it as well. I'll probably be better than Romo calling it for CBS, especially Raider stuff, because we all can see it. And yes, Robert Hawk is saying that he has chest pains, and as a person who has a bad ticker, Robert, make sure you go to the hospital, man. You can always listen. You can always watch us later, and that's for true. Go to the hospital, okay? So make sure you go to the hospital. You can catch this up. Prayers there. I'm trying to get my headphones away from the microphone. I'm hearing feedback, but hopefully that'll stop. Yeah, and I have that with you as well, Blitz. Now again, last game we were just out-coached and outplayed the minute we got off the plane. I don't think that they even got to the hotel room in the good positivity there. And that was after a wonderful game against Kansas City the week before, where we should have and could have, and by all rights, we had an extra minute or so, would have won that game. So there you go as well. I have to ask as well, Blitz, again, because again, you've hit up on it. And again, for those that don't know, this is Blitzy to me, my gal Blitz. And again, thank you for being here. And I want to thank everybody there. and I'm glad Robert's going to DER. Hit this up later on. It'll be on YouTube, Robert. Trust me. The other thing I want to talk about is looking at this team right now, Blitz, after a great game against the Chiefs and in a totally flat experience, what do you see or what do you think? And I know I'm going to put that Nostradamus hat on you. What do you think that the Raiders, how are they going to react to that? In years past, it would be like last year when they went to New York, they were 6-4. I would be kind to say they laid an egg. They shit the bed, and that was a lot of people have kept reminding me on that. They didn't lay an egg. They shit the bed, and they're going to New York again, not 6-4 this year, but 6-5 after a horrific play in the Atlanta. What do you foresee? What's your positives, or are we looking at another year where we're just going to miss the playoffs by a game or two? And again, you could be way off base, but I just wanted to have your opinion here.
I think the biggest difference is Derek. It's going to be him. Derek rallies. Plain and simple. I don't care what any of the coaches do. I don't care what any of the coaches say. The culture is supposed to start from the head down, and that's Gruden. And he's the one who's gotten us busted because of the masks. He wasn't wearing it. The reason why we lost a 6th-round pick, $100,000 fine. All of that stems from Gruden. Carr has to do one thing different, and that's he's got to show the backbone and leadership that he has been showing. He admitted flat practices. He admitted flat game. He stopped short of saying the coaches. He's willing to take that responsibility. He's got to stand tall and say, it's one game. This was our mulligan. This was our throwaway. This is not allowed anymore. And if he can do that and rally the troops, so to speak, there's nothing that can stop us. Literally nothing that can stop us. There is not a team in this league this team cannot go toe-to-toe with. All we need to do is get the defense to perform and the offense to not play conservative, and that's on Gruden. We need to go deeper more. Remember Hostetler? What was the first thing Hostetler used to do? Every game. First play from scrimmage, every game.
He'd throw it to like James Jett, or at least try to throw it to James Jett, or actually it was either Jett or Alexander Wright or Willie Gault or whoever the hell was the speedster back then.
Real men go deep. That was the same back then, and that's how he used to back him up. What do we do almost every first play?
Oh, I know. We give it to Jacobs.
And up the middle, right?
Yeah.
Jacobs up the middle. Hello. Predictable. Carr, take a look at the games we've won that have been close. Carr has audibled more in those games. We need that from Carr. We need his leadership. He needs, I love Carr. I call him D-Force because he's the force of the offense. He needs to be the force of the offense. He's got the confidence back. He's got the swagger back he had in 2016 before the injuries. He just needs to do it and quit asking permission. It's easy. Derek, I love you. Remember, it's easier to beg forgiveness than to ask permission, okay? Beg forgiveness afterwards, after the plays work. And that's what it's going to come down to, Derek Carr.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna basically gloss over, and I know that Jared is chomping at the bit. Okay. And Jared, I call him Jared. I get the Pittsburgh report from Jared. Great viewer of the show. A Steelers fan, but a really likable Steelers fan there, Blitz. I will. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Jared, that's
no, Steelers fans are near and dear to me because they understand.
Yeah. No, this is, and Jared calls on all my other shows, but in this format, this is all basically I'll receive is we're putting information out. This is an interactive, and I told him except for my guest, which is you, and if I have another guest, which may hopefully will call in, and that was predetermined as well. Otherwise, no, we don't do calls on this show unless maybe at the end of the show, but we'll go on time. I want to go back. Obviously, we had a tough week in Atlanta, and I'm not going to go over it. I mean, it sucked. There was really nothing positive to go over in Atlanta. So I'm going to go about some historical things. And I was looking at, I think Gene was saying, why do we always play the Jets in New York? Actually, Gene, that's not true. Because I remember the last win we had against the Jets was, and I'll go through that. And I'm going to start that off on history. I'm actually kind of like going back on what it is. But that was the Marshawn dancing on the sidelines game. And that was the last time that I can remember that the Raiders actually won by a very large margin. I think that was, I was trying to think of it, and I might be mistaken, but that was like a 25-point win by the Raiders against the Jets, okay? And and I was trying to think, and by the way, that was also the week prior to us going to DC and shitting the bed for the rest of that season. So again, I know bad memories. So we got that going for us. So it's not always in New York. It just so happens that last year and this year we're back to back in New York. And Blitz, I'm gonna let your vocal cords heal for a little bit because I know you got a lot of positives to talk about. You're gonna listen to the old, yeah, I know. You listen to the old man talk a little bit about historical Raiders and the Jets.
Captain.
Okay. The Raiders are, and Blitz has it with the playoffs. I did it without the playoffs. The Raiders' record against the Jets is 23-18-2 in the regular season. We are also 2-2 in the playoffs. So that's why Blitz says, "Oh, you're not right. We're 25-20," and I'm like, and then it's like, oh yeah, she was counting the playoffs. That is overall, that's true. But I split the playoff losses or playoff wins a little bit. To the end of that as well. Again, we lost in the 68 playoffs, and that loss was the one to get us into the Super Bowl because, and we'll talk about that in a bit as well. And we also lost in 83. But the last two times we played the Jets in the playoffs, both of them in Oakland, I believe, 2002 and 2003, we won both games. So there you go. And I can't wait to get the Blitz and stuff, and we went over notes, so I'm not going to steal any of her thunder. You're going to hear some really good stuff in a bit. Memorable games to me, besides what Blitz is going to give you, in the 67 season, the Raiders' only loss came against the Jets, and it was the first game at Shea Stadium. They lost 27-14. However, in week 14, the Jets came out to Oakland, and this is a very famous game in Jet history. Joe Namath literally was hit late, was punched in the groin. They were aiming for his knees. He tried to step out of bounds, but what did he get instead of stepping out of bounds? He got a arm and fistful of Ben Davidson, who knocked him out, broke his jaw, and sent his helmet flying off. And that photo was put up in Raiders headquarters. Al Davis loved the photo so much that he made sure it was a part of being in Raiders headquarters. That was the second game of 67. And here's some quotes as well. Davidson stated about his play in the Oakland victory, "I don't think my tackle broke Namath's cheekbones. Not that I care. Namath says he's been beat up worse by girls. He's asking for it again. And then there's another game the next year, but I'm going to not talk about that one. We did talk about the AFL Championship game where the Jets won 27-23 to advance to the Super Bowl. Another memorable game to me was the debut game of Art Shell as the first modern-day head coach, minority head coach in the NFL. Art played the Jets, and I remember this game particularly because I was out in the Philippines, and I was watching it. Obviously, was I ahead or behind? I can't remember how it is. I think I'm ahead, but I watched the game in the morning at the club, knowing that Art Shell was his first game as the coach, and it was a very tight game. The Raiders and Jets actually scored no points in the first half. The Raiders had a slim lead. Jay Schrader to Swerve and Mervin. Talk about the long ball that we were talking about. There you go. I know that gets Blitz excited. A 73-yard pass to Swerve and Mervin Fernandez in the third quarter. Raiders are up 7. The Jets come back and tie. But the Raiders win on a 87-yard interception by Eddie Anderson. 14-7. Art Shell wins and is just mugged by the entire team after that. It was such an exuberant win for the Raiders. I talked about the Marshawn Lynch dance game. We already talked about that. And obviously, last year's debacle, and debacle was putting it mildly, okay? Horrific. 34-3 in the rain, the sleet, the cold. And I was there, and I can tell you it was so horrible that when I went up to get a Coke and something to eat at halftime, I never made it back to my seats because while I'm still in the tunnel talking to one of the cool Jets fans, and I said one of the cool, so I think there might be one on earth, at least at that game, I hear a roar of the crowd, and it was either the Jets scored at the very beginning of the third quarter. I don't know how. I didn't watch it because the game was out of reach at that point anyway. I went down and I got something to eat and went down to the lower bowl of the stadium, the new Giant Stadium there, MetLife Stadium, and I watched from the TV as the Jets kept piling on. And I mean, even you can't make this crap up. You know, we started the game with a 3-0 lead, and that was the highlight of the game because they scored 34 answered points, including a pick 6 at the end by Brian Poole. Darnold, the rookie, threw for 315 yards, 2 touchdowns, he even rushed 4 times for 16 yards last year. And that was the bitter pill that's in our mouth right now, in our memories. But having said that, those are some of the memorable games of Raiders Jets, just off the top of my head. But what the hell is that? Can you hear that feedback?
I'm not really hearing any feedback.
Okay, if you hear feedback, I'm going to take the microphone out just to make sure it's not my mic. There you go. So I might not be able to hear you because I took the earphones off because I was getting feedback out of my earphones. I don't want that for all the people that are there. So I might not be able to hear you, Blitz. I'll have to put it back in when I'm on. When I can see you now. When I'm on. So Blitz is going to be talking about some memorable Raider games against the Jets, and she's lubricating up. She's getting her fingers ready. Hey Blitz, when I need to talk again, give me a high sign. I'll plug my earphones back in at that time.
All righty. Okay. My turn. Memorable games from the Raiders. I'm going to talk about something no one likes to remember. In fact, there was an apology issued by a certain player, Mark Sanchez, October 25th, 2009. Score was 38-0. I can't say I blame the guy for being hungry, but you don't. You just don't eat a hot dog on the bench while you're playing a game. You just don't do that. You don't. He ended up apologizing for it. But that's one thing about the Jets I will never, ever forget. Mark Sanchez eating a hot dog. I'm going to be 90 years old. I'm going to be in some bed, and I'm going to be talking about Sanchez eating a hot dog on the bench, and people are going to wonder if I'm batshit crazy. And the answer is yes, I am, but they're never going to understand it. Another memorable game. We played the Jets January 6, 2002. This is actually part of the 2001 series. We lost, season rather. We lost 24-22. The game I alluded to earlier where one player got 40% of the offensive snaps. That was that game. This was a huge loss to us. It was a huge blow. We were 10-6. The Jets were 9. The Jets were a game behind us. We win. We would have been 11-5. The loss gave us 10-6. Because it was the last game of the season. We would have been 11-5 had we won. We should have won. That win would have given us home field advantage for the entire playoffs. People going, so what the hell? 2001, people. Snow job. New England would have been coming to Oakland, not the other way around. We would have been playing our game in Oakland in front of our fans. There would have been no Tom Brady miracle play, no snow job, no freaking dynasty. Drew Bledsoe would have been the quarterback the next year, and Tom Brady would have been an asterisk in the history books. So, 40% of the plays, though, went to Gruden's boy from Philadelphia, Charlie Garner. People are going, so what? Okay, let me mention some of the other players we had. Jerry Porter was one of our wide receivers. Okay, whoop-de-doo. 2 Hall of Fame wide receivers, Tim Brown and Jerry Rice. We had John Ritchie. We had Zach Crockett. We had Terry Kirby. We had Tyrone Wheatley and Roland Williams. And 40. Oh, and Gannon was a runner. I included those plays when I figured out this percentage. Over 40% of the plays went to Charlie Garner. That killed us. Charlie didn't want the ball. Gruden, you could see Gruden and Gannon arguing on the sidelines because of this, because the ball kept on going to Garner. What I said about predictability, 40% of the plays went to Garner. Hello, block Garner? No worries. When was the last time you saw 40 offensive plays go to somebody other than someone like Megatron? Seriously? No, it's just not done. It shouldn't have been done then, and we can't do it now. So that was memory number 2. We ended up beating the Jets the following week in Oakland in the wild card game, but then we had to go to New England because we lost that first game. Because of Gruden. Because of him wanting to get his boy his stats. You don't think about the player, you think about the team. So, memory number 3. I already held it up. Yay! I didn't go. This is not something I attended. The Heidi game.
Hey,
No,
Blitz, let me ask, how much is that ticket worth?
I don't know. It was actually, I think it was actually used. I have the whole season from 68. I got to show you this. I have somebody from my work. I have the entire season.
Wow.
Yeah. So I haven't priced it. I don't care. This isn't about money to me.
Oh, I know. I know. Well, our collection and your collection, this is about us. I mean, when I'm not here anymore, I think I'm going to say that we're going to have it's going to be a Raider auction only. So where the proceeds, when I'm not here, it'll go to Raider fans only, and they'll have to buy into it. And then it'll be just for Raider fans, and the money will go to whoever is left behind in my estate, because unfortunately my stepkids are Charger fans, and yeah, I know I didn't catch them in time. But he's the nice kid that got me this wonderful Captain Jack thing that's behind me, which is cool.
No, there are some cool Chargers fans. There's only like 20 of them, so
no, there's 21. You haven't met him.
Oh, 21. I'm sorry. Okay,
just like that person that he actually liked. That, by the way, that's his Christmas present. I got it online the other day. That 21 jersey from the person that hates the Raiders. That's his Christmas present. So don't tell him now.
Hey, I got my godson's brother a Brady jersey because he's a Patriots fan. I spent my tell me about it. It killed me. It literally killed me to buy it, but I'm still I resuscitated.
Yeah, and we disinfect it when it comes in. We'll put it in the packaging and we'll disinfect our hands. So we got that. And hopefully there's no more. Hopefully there's no more feedback. I pushed the microphone. I think that did it.
We got to get back to the Heidi game, though.
Go ahead.
Game. I love the Heidi game. You got to keep in mind, this was my first real year of realizing what the Raiders were because of Daryle Lamonica, the Mad Bomber. That man could throw. The first time I saw him throw the ball, I swear it went 75 yards. This is 5-year-old me. In reality, it probably was a 30-yard pass. But I had seen no one throw that long of a spiral. I mean, my comparison really was Bart Starr, but I fell in love with Daryle Lamonica. And let's see. Yeah, let me point right. Okay, right there. That's a picture of Daryle Lamonica holding me, by the way. Like this in his arms. Yes, I don't think anybody else has a pose like that either. But now the thing about the Heidi game, of course, is that now I swear I was watching this game. They say it was blacked out in Oakland and 90 miles outside. I don't know what my pops did because I know I was watching the game with him. So he did something weird. But the Heidi game, the only people who saw basically the last 65 seconds of the game were in Oakland Stadium. Because of some stupid thing, Jets, there was 1 minute and 5 seconds left. 65 seconds left. The Jets were up by 3. Raiders couldn't come back. Yeah, right. The fun thing about the Heidi game, I'm sorry, I'm looking down because I'm referring to my notes because I want to make sure I get this right. Some people say that there was up to like 8 lead changes. I didn't count that many, but going back and forth, there was a bit. So quite a few lead changes. But what ended up happening was it was a tie game. They kicked a field goal, so they were up by 3. 65 seconds left. It wasn't common for a team to think of 65 seconds as enough time to score. They said to hell with it and went to Heidi, the movie Heidi. I remember crying about this because I couldn't watch the game. My brother and sister were crying because they were going to miss this stupid movie Heidi because of the football game. They were a little warped there, but, you know, I love them. But what ended up happening was Charlie Smith, rookie running back, ended up catching a ball, went in for a touchdown, and it got called back. Flag on the play, holding. One of the, it's alleged that one of the players on the Jets went up to LaMonica and said, "Too bad, LaMonica. Better luck next time." Keep in mind, the Jets were familiar with LaMonica. He had been with the Bills. Jets and Bills saw each other. So they're a lot closer together. So that didn't work out. So instead, LaMonica threw to Smith again. 20 yards, face mask. Another 15. We were on the 43-yard line. Now, Charlie Smith had been doing this circle pass for most of his receptions. He wanted to do an out pattern or an in pattern, I can't recall. He wanted to change the play some because he's going, "I'll be open." LaMonica said, "Wait, wait, wait." All game long, wait, wait, wait. They waited. 57-yard touchdown pass. LaMonica to Smith. I actually have that. Let's see. Let me point to it. Let me get my fingers up. Oh, right there, I think, is the touchdown. As Charlie Smith running for the touchdown in the Heidi game. So the PAT was good. Raiders have the lead. Still enough time for them to score. Eyeshad kicks off. Earl Christie gets the ball. He's the kick returner. He gets bumped by one of his own players, loses the ball, picks it back up, and starts running again. Except for he gets hit by Bill Budness. Budness knocks the ball loose. Preston Riddlehuber, the last person to score in the Heidi game. That is my trivia question. Who scored the last touchdown in the Heidi game? Preston Riddlehuber. He picked up the ball and he sort of flops into the end zone. And it's really weird that he just didn't pick up the ball and run, but he didn't know the rules. He wasn't sure if he could advance the fumble into the end zone. Answer was yes, but he didn't know this, so he tried to make it look like he didn't have control of the ball to get into the end zone and actually have it count. Touchdown number 2. PAT is good. 2 touchdowns, 8 seconds. Raiders win. And the only people who saw it were sitting in Oakland because of the stupid movie Heidi. But my fun fact of this game, real fun fact, Preston Riddlehuber scored that final touchdown for the Raiders. What some people don't realize is he was drafted by the 49ers in the NFL draft. He was drafted by the Jets in the AFL draft the same year. So the Jets had this guy, let him go, and he ends up putting the nail in the coffin in the Heidi game. And that's my history of the Raiders and the Jets.
Yeah. And again, folks, that's again, I remembered that trivia question from Raider Mecca the first time I got a chance to meet Blitz. And because I didn't get that one right, but I did get the trivia question right. What for what was Jim Otto's original number, and because of that, I have that Otto signed like football Hall of Fame card that was the prize for that one. And actually, I don't know what the prize was for the Riddlehuber one, but hey, I'll take a Jim Otto autographed, a big Hall of Fame card for because by the way, folks, who knows that trivia question? What was Jim Otto's original number for the Raiders? I actually have a jersey signed by him in the icky looking Steeler-like uniform that the Raiders had originally, because they had the colors of the Steelers. They were gold and black, not silver and black. But let's see if somebody here knows that. But again, I knew that trivia question. But again, knowing that, I definitely wanted to have Blitz come on. If you know that, go ahead and see. Let's see who the people are here that know that. And again, I wanted to say again, thank you for Blitz being here. I want to give a quick note. Nope, Don Webb, it's not 60. Asylum knows it. It's 50. So hats off to you, Asylum. You got the trivia question right. If I had, and I'm not giving you my Jim Otto card though. So there you go.
Tell you what, Asylum, if you are interested in a Charles Woodson starting lineup rookie year figure, you get a hold of Captain Jack or me, and give us your address, and I'll send it to you for getting that right.
There you go. There you go, Asylum. So, Asylum, send me your address. I will send it to Blitz. This way that there won't be any hokey people getting in touch with Blitz saying that I'm Asylum, because I already got you in my phone, Asylum. So I know that all you fakers out there. So there you go, Asylum. You got that right. So there, and that's a nice. It's the original rookie. Was it the one that I remember seeing it before in your set. And folks, I got a wonderful room, but Blitz Chicks makes my room look like a starter set. No pun intended.
I'm trying to find my Woodson, because I've got two of them. So I'm trying to find my Woodson right now. I'm trying to see it. Where the hell is it at? Oh, it's way up there. It's his rookie year starting lineup. So it's got the rookie card, the draft pick with him and his card, and him jumping up. Now, I'll tell you my prize starting lineup is the rookie Tim Brown.
Nice.
Well, the thing is what's nice about this rookie Tim Brown is the card is Tim Brown in number 81. The figure is Tim Brown in number 85. Because preseason he wore 85. He didn't get 81 until cuts were made until regular season. So I've got Tim Brown in his 85 jersey in the figure and 81 on the card.
Nice. Again, I got lots of cool things, but that's the lady you need to be sucking up to for good Raider things. There you go.
Yeah, except for you were saying about how you were going to have everything sold. I got my grandson an Eric Harris jersey because Eric Harris actually signed a football for me at camp, even though he was only signing for kids in the 2019 season. He was only signing for kids. And my guy and I basically just begged, and he finally said, "Give me the ball." And he signed my ball, and I said, "I will send it to my grandson." And so I did send it to my grandson. I also got a custom-made Eric Harris jersey for my grandson. So he's got both the jersey and the ball. And he wasn't wearing his jersey because he says, it's signed. It's going to be worth money someday. So I just kind of said, no, that's not signed. Only the ball is signed. You can wear your jersey. So he was really excited about that. But because of that comment, I know who's getting all of this.
Yeah. So
And
folks, if you want any of my stuff, you're gonna have to wait till I'm not around anymore, and then I will.
Yeah, this is when I die, when I'm 109.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, this is all going to my grandson. That's who's getting it, because he's going to value it. He's
Right.
going to understand what it is. Besides, who else wants an autographed picture from Art Toms saying, to BLITZCHICK, great hug?
Well, I knew you give great. I told folks you give great hug.
Yeah, so does Art Toms. He knows that too.
There you go. Hey, folks, I'll do one thing here. We're gonna talk about the Jets, because this is some of the things that it's down to brass tacks, and I'm gonna ask Blitz what her thoughts are. The Raiders in total offense, they're 17th this year, as of right now. 358 yards per game. On defense, they're 22nd. They're giving up about 379 a game. They're -3 in turnovers, which means they have 3 more turnovers than they have with they're not even. Now, the Jets are 32nd. This one was easy to calculate because they were all the way down. So what? I don't have to figure out what number they are. Okay. 32nd in total offense, 27th in total defense, but they're even in turnovers. And I mean, I firmly believe that the Raiders will not go back into New York, even though it's going to be cold and wet and miserable, just like it was last year. It was miserable last week, but it was cold and miserable last year. Okay. And I gotta believe that the Raiders are going to win. I'm not going to give a score because, as Al Davis says, just win, baby, as long as it's by 1 or by 10 or by 100. But I do believe that the Raiders are going to come back this week and win. Blitz, I will let you have this portion. What are you looking for a win this week? Are you thinking that the Raiders are actually going to, if they can get past Gruden's conservatism, are they actually going to win this week?
I'm counting a lot on audibles by Derek Carr. I need those audibles. I need them. We can win. We can win. Again, I'm going to go into the fact that in all games but one, Gruden was outcoached. In all our losses but one, Gruden was woefully outcoached, especially the last game. He wasn't prepared at all. He didn't have the team prepared at all. That's on Gruden. People can go, No. Fish rots from the head down. The head is Gruden. Get that through your heads and you'll understand. Open your eyes. Open your minds and you'll see it. We can win. What we have to do is not run up the middle. Neville Hewitt, one of their inside linebackers, he's 11th in total tackles in the entire NFL. 11th. He's got 91 solos and assists combined. That is a huge number. We're going to have to watch out for him. We need car insurance. We need that offensive line to be on point. Quinnen Williams has 5 sacks. We've got to avoid Quinnen Williams. We can't let him get to Carr. This is something a lot of people forget about Carr. I'm going to show you my hand. From here to here is 6.5 inches. Add 1.25 inches, and you basically have Derek's Carr hand. Now, Hold on one sec. I'm sorry. I'm going to slip away for a sec. Should have been better prepared. I'm sorry about that.
Shush! You're beyond quiet. Don't self-deprecate. You're awesome.
All righty. Anyway, 6.5. My hand doesn't even go halfway around this regulation size ball. Okay, not even halfway around. You do. I barely have a quarter. You add an 1.5 inch, 1.25 inches. It's not that large. This is why, even with both hands, sometimes Carr fumbles. His hands are small. It's not a matter of him protecting the ball. It's not a matter of anything else. He's just got small hands. So it's nothing against Carr, which is why we need the offensive line to be on point. Remember, one of the fumbles from last game, he had both hands on the ball. Okay, again, people, look. You see this? That's not a lot when you have a guy with a hand span of 9-10 inches swatting at that ball. It's a lot to try to keep control of it. So when people say Carr doesn't protect the ball, no, it's not on him. It's the fact that he's just got smaller hands and it takes more to be able to control it, which shows you how much of a good quarterback he really is when he gets those, when he threads those, when he drops those dimes. Take a look at what it takes for somebody to do that with a hand that's his size. Now, I'm going to give you an example. I shook Jim Plunkett's hand. You want to know how much of my hand I saw? That. I could see the tip of my thumb. The rest of my hand was completely engulfed by Jim Plunkett's hand. So, okay, now I just lost my total train of thought because, yeah. Hey,
but that's typical Blitz, and I say that in a wonderful way as well, because you get good thoughts going. You get good thoughts going, and it takes you back. Yeah, you got to protect. You got to have car protection.
Now, the thing is, basically, this is going to be offensive against defense. Our offense against their defense. I'm not really tremendously worried about their offense. I mean, maybe you can help fill me in here. I think Arnett is in concussion protocol still, but it's helpful he's going to play. But we're going to still have everybody else. Heath will be back. Mullen will be back, right? So we'll have them.
In all, and I'm glad you asked that, because again, folks, you got to remember that for the injury report that we had, Jacobs did go out with a bad wheel, and he was playing with a bad hip. So you definitely need to have Josh Jacobs come back, because again, Richard was out since Kansas City with an upper body injury when he got his ass blasted on that one return. I don't have any, again, this is Tuesday, so we don't have a full injury report. But again, remember, Jacobs has a bad wheel and a bad hip. Arnett is still in concussion protocol. And, we hopefully he will be able to pass that. But again, that's not saying everything. Mullen had the lower body injury. He came back in, but that doesn't mean that he can't be beyond bruised. So he might be limited in practice this week. Cleve Farrell should be back from COVID. And again, Richard with the upper body. I think everybody else, barring anything that I have, should be the same. Now, Sam Young has been playing, has not been able to get on the field, and don't talk to me about Vicky's favorite person, Twinkie Brown, at right tackle, because that doesn't exist. That's what Vicky calls them, Twinkies. Twinkies and Twitter, because that's all he cares about is Twinkies and Twitter.
I don't know. He blocked me on Twitter.
Yeah, I and you know what? That's a sign of somebody that knows what the hell they're talking about. If he blocked you on Twitter, Blitz, then that's because you have your shit in one sock and you were calling it like it is, for sure. But again, Parker had played a really good couple games at tackle, both on the left side and the right side, until last game where he just got boat raced. So you need to make sure that Brandon Parker plays well.
That's it. It's going to be our O-line against their D-line. Again, car insurance has to be good. Let's see. Pierre Desir, he's the one he's got 3 interceptions. He's leading their defense in interceptions. Same like for us with Heat. Neither one of the teams are strong on interceptions as far as turnovers. I think they've got a total of 6. I think we've got a total of 6. So basically, I want to see a better balanced game. I want to see more jet sweeps. I want to see throws that go beyond 2 yards. We can't play a West Coast offense against these guys. We need to go deep. We're going to have to make use of Zay Jones. We're going to have to make use of Ruggs. Ruggs and Carr are this close. This close! And part of the reason why they're still only this close is because we play a West Coast offense. That worked in 2000. That worked in 2002. It doesn't work today. It doesn't work in today's game. We're going to have an even mix of runs and passes, and some of those passes are going to have to go 8 to 10 yards. We're going to have to do those mid-range, not quick slants that go 3 yards. We can't count on that. Even Roland Williams. See, I'm still on that last game.
Blast in the past.
Yeah. Even Darren Waller cannot sit there and break tackle after tackle after tackle when we need when it's a 3rd and 7 and you're giving it to him 1 yard beyond the line of scrimmage. It's not going to work. He can't break tackles when he's got 3 guys on him. And trust me, they're going to have coverage on him. We are going to have to be innovative. God, where's Al Saunders' playbook when we need it? Gruden's going to have to open it up. Carr's going to have to audible. And if we do what we can on offense, we don't have to worry about what we do on defense, because we will score every freaking drive and not be settling for a field goal after we're 1st and goal from the 3 yard line. Atlanta. Yeah, no, we're not going there. Yes, we did. No, I'm serious. That's what I think we'll get. We've got to watch out for Hewitt, watch out for Williams, watch out for Desir. The scary thing about this whole thing, though, is Hewitt's their leading tackler. He's a linebacker. Do you know who our leading tackler is, Jay? Captain Jack?
I would think that it's got to be somebody in the secondary. Yeah, Abram, right?
Yeah. You know what it means when your secondary, one of the members of your secondary is leading in tackle?
It means that well, obviously, it means that they're rolling past your D line and your linebackers, and the safety has to be in the last line of defense to get them either on a running play or on a pass play where they've gone past the cornerback. Having a safety being your leading tackler is not a good thing.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Oh, by the way, I'm going to take a quote from a lady I admire very, very much. Amy Trask. No such thing as an ugly win. A win is a win. And that's what we need. I don't care if it's by 1 point. I don't care if it's by 2 points. Oh, And AJ Cole needs to learn how to flop when he gets hit. He got hit last game. Should have been a flag. It wasn't. We get thrown into their kicker. Literally thrown by the shoulder pads into their kicker. And we get called for a personal foul. Our punter gets run into. He doesn't fall. We don't draw the flag. AJ, you're no Marquette King. I still respect you. Flop, baby, flop. Play LeBron James, Andre Reed. Think of all the best floppers you've ever seen in any sport. Just flop, baby.
There you go. Get some lessons from all of those European soccer players. He'll be right on tap.
Just fall, baby. Yeah, we need that. We need the refs to be honest. I mean, come on. How many holds did you see Max Crosby? I mean, how many times do you see Max Crosby get held with no flag in the Atlanta game? I'm going to say we would not have won anyway, no matter what, because we were just plain outcoached and outplayed. But some of those calls were complete crap. We get a first down if AJ Cole falls and they actually call running into the punter, which they should have done. They don't have a chance. They don't even have a field goal because he missed. When we run into him, and it's because of the personal foul, they end up with a touchdown. Take away those 7 points. Give us that first down. Who knows? I don't think we still would have won, but it sure wouldn't have been the blowout that I ended up turning off because I wanted to keep my sanity and not scare away my neighbors because every other word coming out of my mouth. Yeah. I used a certain word as a noun, adjective, adverb, and a verb in the same sentence. And that's really difficult. But yeah, I figured out a way to do it. So
again, and that's that other thing that Blitz and I are very copacetic on as well. So yeah, that's another reason why we are attuned to each other.
The other thing is people are saying, oh, offense is ranked, offense is ranked, offense is ranked. Frank Gore and Le'Veon Bell, we are talking huge dual threats. Both of them.
Yeah, but Le'Veon's not there anymore, honey.
Le'Veon's not there anymore?
Yeah, no, they got rid of him and he's on Kansas City now.
That's right. Duh. Yeah, no, I was remembering that he was there. So Kansas City's got him.
Yeah. And we won't have to see him anymore unless we play Kansas City in.
No. Not unless, dear.
Okay.
What's the word we need to hear?
When?
Thank you.
Okay.
Positive thinking. So, but Gore is still a huge duel.
Yes. Gore is still huge.
Yeah, Gore is still a huge dual threat. We really have to watch out for Darnold. He can walk. He can run. He can run.
Yeah, so, and he doesn't fall on his face like the other quarterback in New York on a long run. He actually can run and get into the end zone.
He does have more interceptions than he does touchdowns. Yay for us. So as long as we keep heads up. Thank you for the correction on Bell.
No worries.
My brain just was. So we got Frank Gore, Clyde Johnson. Who else to worry about? Berrios and Crowder. They're no slouches. The thing is yes, the key to the game. Coaching. If Gruden gets out-coached by Gase in any way, shape, or form this game, he needs to quit. He really does. He needs to give the Raiders back all the money. He needs to quit. He needs to not make them pay any more of his contract, and he just needs to hang up his hat and say bye-bye. If Gruden gets out-coached by Gase, that shows you exactly who he is as a coach, and he's nothing. That's why I'm saying, too, this game is on Carr.
Okay, folks, and now I can't beat that. That's why I just sat back and let the lady who is very analytical, and I know that, and she knows I am as well. You don't have to hear it twice when I got BLITZCHICK just pounding the knowledge there. And I want to again thank you, Blitz, for being there, for being here, and for just espousing all that knowledge. And sorry about some of the sound issues that we had earlier, but that's okay. This is some fantastic stuff. Again, my hat's off to you. And we anytime you want to do anything else together, hun, it's an open invitation for that as well. And I thank you for being here. Any final? You had I think you had what? Did you do your quote already? Because I know you did the Amy quote. Was that what you were leaving with, or is there one more?
If Gruden gets outcoached by Gase, he needs to hang it up.
There you go. Okay, I saw that one too. I agree. And what else? What else can you get some really good stuff here? You can look at some 2 historical rooms that are all rated out for everybody out there for there. And plus, she's a hell of a lot prettier, and she doesn't have a beard like I do. So there you go.
Oh, okay. Just to let you know, my guy's got a beard. You know the dude. You know I was with the dude for 30 years.
Yes, I do.
Never saw him once without a beard and a mustache. Not one day. Facial hair.
and that's why I think I got a soft spot in Blitz's heart too. There you go. Hey folks, I am happy that I had a chance to be here with BLITZCHICK. Be sure to join us every week as we go. We fire Broadside on Tuesday night. Tomorrow night, tune in. I have an appointment late at night, and hopefully I will be there for the normal Wednesday broadcast where I have with Homer, Violator, and the Ref Guru. You might want to watch this as well, Blitz. This is a referee that's actually a Raiders fan. And yeah, that they exist. I'll give you the link to that. Make sure you're joining us every week at it's NFL Nation Live. It's on YouTube. It's N_FL. Just go to there and look it up, folks. It's been wonderful. Blitz, don't go away. I'm going to sign off, but I'll keep you on here for just a little bit. Thank you again for being here with Captain Jack firing a broadside. We'll be back again next week, and let's be talking about that great Raider victory next week over the New York Jets. We'll see y'all next week, folks. Take care.